Hey everybody, Diana here, and in honor of May the 4th, or May the Force be with you, I'm drawing Admiral Ackbar, and I'm going to kind of show you how I did that. So you're going to start with a circle, cut it into quadrants, and Admiral Ackbar's head isn't really round, so you want to get like an Edison bulb shape, so start with like a little ridge on top and kind of square off the top ridges on, the top side of his head a little bit more. And we're going to do the eyeballs right at that half line mark. And make two ovals because it's in perspective, so it's an oval, not a circle. And he has kind of a snake mouth rather than like, you look at his eyes and think of those big goldfish with the big eyeballs. But his mouth is more like a snake, so you do the little rectangle. And I wanted to make him a little bit more cute, so I kind of gave him a smile and did a little tiny snake, kind of little snake nose holes. Now, going back to the goldfish eyeballs, you're going to do another circle inside, and that's going to be the actual eye, pupil, eye. And then we do little pupils. So you're going to do kind of little moon shapes inside of there. Now, I said I wanted him to be cute. So rather than doing like a full-size Admiral Ackbar, I'm deciding to do a mini Ackbar. So full-size chocolate bar, mini snack bar. And so to do that, I decided just to make him like a chibi-sized body. And at first, I did his neck a little bit more thin and tapered and decided, nope, that's not right. It's not going to look right with the proportions. So I decided to go back in and make it a little bit wider, a little bit shorter to fall in line with the chibi size a little bit more. See, I fixed that there. And then I kind of did an outline of his body, so I kind of did the same size as the head and try to replicate that shape as well, like the Edison bulb. I didn't really need to keep the shape, but I just make sure you keep the size. The proportions for chibis, usually head size and body size, are the same. So I did his little feetsies, and he has like I don't know what it's called. It almost looks like an apron, but he has like that kind of smock thing over his whole outfit. So I drew that, and of course, he can't go anywhere without his utility belt, so drew that in. And I know the squares are off center. I will fix that when I ink this afterwards. And then his little arms. And Admiral Ackbar has mostly human proportions, except for his head, clearly. And his arms, he has kind of like these almost like crab or lobster claw type of arms, where it's like two segments, where it's larger on the forearm and then, kind of monster hands, I guess. So tried to do those little, forearms and there was little ridges on the, it's supposed to be little like ridges or shell detail, I guess, and his little hands. And there's pretty much the drawing. I know that went by really quick, but it's mostly just simple shapes. I think the nose and the mouth is the most, detailed part. But here I go in. I'm using my Sakura pens, and I love these Sigma pens. These are in sepia. So I wanted to keep it sepia because, as you know, Admiral Ackbar is kind of orangey, brown colored, like goldfish, again. And so I wanted to keep that tone. And also, this movie was from like the 70s or 80s, so I wanted to keep like that retro feel. So again, decided sepia was a perfect fit. And I know it looks kind of black here on the screen, but trust me, it's sepia. In real life, it looks sepia. And I decided to make him kind of cutesy because yesterday, before I did this, I actually did a more realistic looking version of him. And I will put it on screen here. Bam! And I guess, yes, it is more realistic looking, but I don't know why I don't like it. Again, I have that issue with a lot of my art. My husband says it came out really good, so I will take his word for it. So, because I did a realistic one, I thought I'd go with a more cutesy version today. And, of course, you can't have something cutesy without the big, shiny white in their eye. So make sure if you do his eye, you leave that big, shiny, white reflective point on his eyes. And also, when you're doing things more cutesy, you want to be a little bit less detailed. So I did two of his little like tendrils off of his chin, but I just left it at two. He has a lot more, and he has more like face wrinkles and creases, and I decided, no, keep it simple, keep it cute. So I decided not to include those in this chibi drawing. But yeah, like I said, when you're making him, his head is an Edison bulb. His eyes are goldfish eyes. And his nose is like a snake nose mouth. So clearly you can tell when the creators for this character were trying to draw inspiration, they drew inspiration from a lot of different things, basically. But I had to hand it to them. They made a really unique, interesting looking character with things that, yeah, you would basically see, you know, if you're going out to a pet store and a hardware store that were combined. Because, you know, that happens all the time. Walmart, there you go. They have hardware and fish. All right. Well, I don't think they have fish anymore, but they used to. And I actually decided to go with color pencil today. I know a lot of my work is with watercolor, and I think there was one Art Snacks box that came with color pencils, and I was thinking, you know what? I haven't done color pencils in a while, so I'm gonna go for it. So Admiral Ackbar, why is that so hard to say, has kind of like spots on his head, so I try to recreate it. Again, I don't want to do a lot of detail, so I went really light, and I just layered a lot of different like orangey, brown, reddish shades to kind of blend in the color so you wouldn't see a lot of the pencil streaks, and also it helps it look more, you know, uniform in the shading. But yes, I love Admiral Ackbar. I love his saying, "It's a trap!" I love that. That's my favorite part of the movie. My friends and I like to say it randomly to each other because, you know, everything is always a trap. And, you know, I don't know if you've looked it up. There's like memes about him where he's Admiral Snack Bar and he sells, "It's a snack!" So that's also a very funny quote that you can kind of imagine him saying. And I think there's another one where it's like he sells burritos and they're like, "Hey, is that a burrito?" And he's like, "It's a wrap!" So yes, Admiral Ackbar is really funny, Captain Obvious with it being a trap, but you gotta love the guy. He tried. And his saying will never be forgotten because it is always a trap. And, oh, for his outfit, I decided, you know, in the movie, there's different shades of, like, beige and white, and I think the one you mostly recognize him in is the white one, so I left the base of his outfit white and just kind of did the tunic part a little bit more tan, so, yeah, that's basically it. I hope you guys enjoyed this drawing, and happy May the 4th, and I will see you next time. Bye!